Glory to the victors. St Gregory's, last year's champion team in high school's ultimate football contest. This year, 420 schools will battle for a trophy that has inspired some of the league's finest. The Commonwealth Bank Cup.
So welcome to the Penrith Football Stadium for the quarter-final of the 1992 Commonwealth Bank Cup. And today's quarter-final is between Parramatta Marist brothers and they're up against arch-rivals John Paul II of Marayong. Well, I'm joined in commentary again today by Tony Ray. John Paul II, they've already suffered 2 defeats at the hands of Marist brothers Parramatta in the MCS competition, but that doesn't count for anything. Commonwealth Bank Cup, today's the day that counts.
Yeah, form suggests they're entitled to favouritism. John Paul, on the other hand, have got a very big pack. It's a finals football, anything can happen. Let's hope they can go on with the job here this afternoon.
There's the comments from Tony Ray. It looks like a John Paul II result for him. Let's have a look at the team cards. So John Paul II, Marayong from fullback. It's Bastani, Dux and O'Keefe the wingers, Farrier, Harvey the centres. Howlett is the 5'8", the half and captain is Brad Arthur. Watton is the lock forward. The second row partnering is Hay and Cranny. Daigie and Tofi are the front row, and the hooker is Dixon. They're coached by Michael Carr. Their opposition is Parramatta Marist brothers, and from fullback it's Tola. Posabon, Gibson the wingers. Savas and Curran the centre three-quarters. Taloni and Jolly are the halves. Lakeman is the lock forward. Tassellis Boys is the captain. Front row, Rando, Kovac, and the hooker is Ensor, and they're coached by David Dwyer. Your referee for today's game, Mr. Phil Cooley. And underway is John Paul II, running from left to right in the first half towards the scoreboard end of Penrith Stadium. And immediately Parramatta Marist on the attack as young Tola, the fullback, ducks out and makes the 22. Quarter-final Commonwealth Bank Cup football, and Tony Ray, nerves are going to play a part early.
Yeah, traditionally very fierce rivals, these two schools. Much on the line here, a quarter-final, a chance to go into the semi-finals. Should be a great game of football, this one.
Plenty of class in both sides. As now the kick taken by Kovac. Comes down on the 32-metre line. Bastani takes it well. He can't beat the tackle of Bernard Boyce, the captain, but inside the 10-metre rule. And John Paul II will get the first penalty.
Yeah, the boys from Parramatta a little bit too keen there. That's the nerve showing you spoke about just a minute ago, Mark. A little bit keen inside the 10.
So John Paul II find the line, 4 metres over halfway. An absolute monster pack. I know that the coach from Parramatta Marist was praying that there be no rain. He got his wish. Plenty of clouds, but the sun is out at the Penrith Football Stadium. A good little team. Now, first hitter. They'll try and get on a roll. And this is Tofi on 1. Second play, picks up the second rower, and that's Hay. He's driven by 3 defenders for Parramatta Marist. Over the top was Kovac. Now they spin it through Howlett. He got a good ball away for Daigie. He stood in the tackle. Bastani got it away. And John Paul II, they're on a roll. They've made it 10 metres out. Marist have come up in possession. The referee has seen the knock on, or is it the turnover? It's the turnover of play. What a set of 6 for John Paul II, Marayong.
Yeah, plenty of good stuff up front. The big forwards hit it forward, then they spread it wide nicely. Yeah, we do see a drop ball there, a knock on. Parramatta will come up with a loose head and feet here. Great scrambling defence then by Parramatta. Plenty of attack coming at them. They were in numbers. They tackled in the big, what do we call it these days?
So Parramatta Marist now.
Gang tackling's what I was looking for.
From dummy half, they look for the quick men. Posabon is there now, and that's tackle 3. He makes the 22. John Paul II. A penalty goes to Marist. He wouldn't let the attacking player to his feet to play the ball, so the ledger is square so far as penalties, as John Kovac comes up to try and find the line for Parramatta Marist brothers. Tremendous support from both schools here today. There they are, the students from John Paul II, Marayong, and also Marist. Jolly, he gave it away for Taloni on that occasion. We've seen him once already on television in Commonwealth Bank Cup football in '92, and the halfback can play. Tom Rando strives towards the halfway. DeSellis goes to a wide blind. They come back the open. Good bustling defence from John Paul too. Gets the job done. This is Jolly. Goes himself. Cops a high shot, but he gets up and a quick play the ball. Enzor gets over the ad line on the last tackle. 0-0 the scoreline. Boys, rather Kovac gets the kick in. Sits up nicely for O'Keefe. O'Keefe takes on the defence, beats the first. He can't beat the second. Pozobon puts him to ground. Just a metre over 22 as Bastani heads to the middle.
Very smart start by both sides, keeping it simple going forward. Plenty of good defence. Both sides very keen. They can keep this up. We're in for a super game of football. Gee, that bloke looks dangerous. He's a big lad in the front rower.
Daggy is the player you're referring to. A chance as that player goes forward. Over 42. Well, he's busted them 3 times in the opening 5 minutes of play. Marist have got to shut him down. This is Howlett, the 5'8", and this player is already playing reserve grade fullback for Penrith. Kick in behind the defensive line. It's play on and 6 more tackles into touch. Well, he had to come away from the sideline. Bastani, he couldn't, and a let off for Parramatta Marist.
Clever kick come through, just touched there by the Parramatta squad. Beautiful pickup. Beautiful pickup by the centre, Curran. Unfortunately, he was bundled into touch.
Jolly with the feed. Stands up one. Now upended by the second rowers for John Paul 2. Hay and Cranny. And a penalty to Parramatta Marist.
Yeah, touch unlucky there. The second marker ran out early. There's a bit of a balk in the play of the ball. Just enthusiasm, nothing wrong with it. There we see it. He dropped the ball, went to play it again. Unfortunately, the second marker didn't see that. He had in the hands in the air. He knew he'd done the wrong thing, but he didn't mean to do it. The pressure's off for Parramatta Marist.
Pozobon. Winger in. Oh, good running too. Good strong running from the winger, Pozobon. Very versatile too. He's in the New South Wales Catholic Colleges under-19 cricket team. Marist. Now they go inside John Paul 2's territory for the first game in this match. First time in this match, rather. Boys takes it forward. Enzor to dummy half. Jolly standing one off the ruck on the open side through Toloni. A face ball, cuts out Savas. He picks up Curran. A good ball for Tola. Comes away from them. Inside for Pozobon. Pozobon still going. Great play from Parramatta Marist.
There's plenty of gaps out to the right. They look to spread it there.
That's where they're going through. Enzor holds it up. Lakeman, he can play. Oh, but the ball wasn't on. Tony Ray for the Commonwealth Bank.
Well, you've called it correctly. They're at 6 and 7s then, Marayong. Here he goes. He's got the half gap. There's a man inside. Desperate flick of the ball. Didn't need to do it. They would have scored in the next after the next tackle.
John Paul 2, Marayong. Marist have had their lot-offs. It would be fair to say that Marayong on that occasion were about to pay dearly. Scoreline, 0-0 Commonwealth Bank Cup football quarter-final, 92 Cup.
We can see it's a quarter-final. Look at that defence.
Face ball, he cuts out 2 players. Brought to ground. Just outside his 22. The kick in. Taloni's back for it, so's Toll. He'll beat the first and the second. Gets to the third, very close to the touchline, Tola. He's a good footballer. Small in stature, but he'll put on size in years to come. And I'd be very surprised if he's not playing Winfield Cup in the very near future. Jolly, out of his sick bed to be on the field today. A bout of tonsillitis, but he's there today, and the little halfback will want to weave magic as he darts to the middle. Last tackle signalled by referee Phil Cooley. Short ball, now for Pozobon. Still going Pozobon, ball on the ground, and we'll have the turnover.
Elected to run the ball on that occasion on the last tackle. Nearly came up chunks with it. Pozobon had 2 guys inside, just couldn't quite get the arms free.
Here it is for the Commonwealth Bank Cup, Tony Ray.
There we go. Yeah, just on the wrong angle. His body was twisting to the left. He needed to twisting to the right. Couldn't find the 2 guys inside the hooker in the second rower.
these players already tied up with Parramatta and also Penrith. John Paul II in 92, the pride of Penrith schools. You can hear the chant go up, Parramatta, Parramatta, from the supporters from Parramatta Marist. There they are. Very, very proud of their school colours. Fed by Jolly, won by Marist. Lakeman's doing the wrap, he cops the second ball. He's busted the first tackle. Brought to ground. 18 metres out from the line. This is the captain, Bernard Boyd, showing the way. He's 8 metres short. Ensor goes blindside for Rando. Rando can't advance the possession. Good defence from JP2. Oh, up quickly the defence on that time. Bustling defence. What's the decision by the referee? Knock on both ways. Scrum will go down 25 metres out from John Paul II's line.
Well, he had to charge out of the line there. The captain, Brad Arthur, he was the only guy standing outside of him. He had about 4. Here we see him rush in there. Didn't quite catch who that player was. Brad Arthur came through and dived on the ball late. As you can see, he had 3 blokes in front of him, Brad Arthur. He was desperately screaming at his teammates to get out and help him. The guy inside him rushed forward and put on a great tackle to save. It would have been a certain try to Parramatta.
In fact, it was the second rower. I believe his name is Chris Cranny. In fact, I'm sure it was. Now Savas concentrating on his studies in 92 and playing school football. Previously playing club football with the Hills District Club. 10 metres out from the line now. Well, that ball looked forward. It doesn't matter though. Towards the line. Did he get it down, John Kovac? No. John Paul II on the attack. Well, that's 2 let-offs apiece, both sides.
Desperately close there. The disappointment. Here we go. On the screen, he reaches out. Oh, it might have been knocked out of his hand. It had to be knocked out of his hand if it try if he didn't. Disappointing for Parramatta Marist. That was their 3rd set of 6 at the Marayong line. They would have come up with a try, I believe.
All the intensity of a cup final. He's lost it on tackle 1. Knocked backwards. Referee says play on. This is Chris Dixon. Makes it over the 22. Good scrambling yards from the hooker. Low spiralling torpedo kick to the commentary side of the Penrith Football Stadium. Tola comes to the defence. He can't penetrate them on this occasion. Good tackle by Watton. Curran. A metre short of halfway. Savas from dummy half takes them on the strapping centre 3/4. Ensor shows it open, comes to the blind for Taloni. Taloni for Tola, room to move. Can he stand them up? He does. He's a little sensational fullback. Chris Tola has scored the opening try, and the Parramatta Marist supporters go absolutely berserk. We'll see it for the Commonwealth Bank.
Well, if you want anyone running into a pass in the gap from this side, I guess it's the fullback Tola. He was the man on the spot and raced away from the defence, just too fast. Beautiful little ball. He snuck in behind 2 defenders there. I think it was the 5'8 Taloni. He found Tola outside and raced away under the post. Well, they've been threatening for so long, Parramatta Marist. They had to break Marayong if they couldn't get the ball back downfield. They couldn't. Look at this. There's the money ball. Taloni.
The money ball. I like it. The scoreline, Marist 4, John Paul 2-0 as Chrissy Tola holds the ball up. Craig Gibson, wing 3/4. None from none, first attempt. Moves into it. Heads it. Smack bang between the posts. 2 points. The bugles go off. And Marist leads 6 points to 0. Commonwealth Bank Cup quarter-final on Nine's Wide World of Sports. So John Paul II. Well, Marist have beaten them twice already this year in the MCS Metropolitan Cup Catholic Schools competition. In fact, this was the grand final of the MCS competition just last week, which Marist took out. So they must go into the game as favourites. but John Paul too have been touted by many of Parramatta's good judges as the team to beat in this year's Cup final. We haven't seen the last of them yet. They will come back, Tony Ray.
Well, that's for sure. The whisper when we walked into the ground today was, well, they've beaten them twice before. Here's a chance for the Marayong. The bad mistake by Kovac. He's come up with a drop ball down his end. Well, here's a chance for him. Marayong to hit straight back. The whisper around the grounds is that they were the team to beat here today, despite the fact that they've lost twice this year to Parramatta Marist. Let's hope they can do something shortly.
Brad Arthur, classy little halfback with the feed. Howlett goes to the blind side. Arthur takes off the open. Dummy half. Dixon. Now for Daigie. Daigie 2 metres short. A body length short for Daigie. Arthur, a long ball picked up beautifully by Howlett. Philip Howlett. One to watch. They won't be able to give him room to move at all. A big task ahead throughout this game for Matthew Taloni, his opposite. Of a Marist player, I thought it could have been 6 more tackles.
There's definitely 6 more tackles.
Last play. Inside ball. This time for Tofi and the turnover. And again, Marist must count themselves very, very lucky.
Did they think it was 6 more tackles? The option there should have been to put the ball in goal and try and get at least positive of 6 more tackles like they tried to on this occasion. That play that they ran on the last tackle looked to me like they thought they had 6 more up their sleeve.
Here's a young boy to watch. Peter Curran comes from a Union background and now a penalty with Marist. He milked that one beautifully, Peter Curran. Penalties, 3-2 with Marist. Here it is for the Commonwealth Bank.
He just hasn't played the ball properly. Peter Curran.
He got the job done. If you're a Marist supporter.
And you are.
Towering kick. Totally unbiased commentary. Gibson. Oh, body shot from Tofi. Shook him up. Second play. John Paul too. Are pulling out the big ones. Whack. Hit him right around the midsection.
Great play for the big front row. They need some uplifting here, Marayong. They came up with a mistake when they had an opportunity. Great play from Tofi. He knows his job.
Jolly to lane. A rat play, a set play, and back for Jolly. Jolly still going. Whoa, he got the ball away. He's a schemer. The Jeff Tuvey look-alike. Savis on the last play. Up it goes, charge down. This will be 6 more. Comes down with JP2. Referee's decision. Knock forward. Gang, I believe, put a scrum down. Well, a very strange decision here from Philip Cooley, the referee. For mine, John Paul Tour are entitled to be in possession.
That's his rule there that the 5'8" Howlett, he dropped the ball forward and when it bounced off the Parramatta Marist guy's back. This is a very technical ruling.
Well, you make your own luck in rugby league, and Marist are doing exactly that at the moment. We go inside the last 10 minutes of the first half, and Tola, who's played an instrumental part in this first half for Marist, makes the yards from dummy half. He's on the 42. Rando to the 32. It's been a big effort for Marist to contain this monstrous pack from John Paul too. But you'd have to say they've controlled possession the better out of the two sides in this first half as they spin it wide through Taloni now. He comes back and looks for support. Howlett makes the tackle. Ball loose on the ground and picked up by Jolly. Jolly now continues to make progress. It went through to Sellers and then Ensor couldn't handle. And we have got 6 tackles for John Paul too as Howlett now takes them on from dummy half.
Yeah, this ball possession is going to become vitally important as the game progresses. The side that holds the ball in a final is usually the side that wins. When you hold the ball, you control the field position.
Arthur. Oh, slashing run by the fullback, Bastani. Rather, Paul Harvey, far side of Penrith Stadium, have got him now. Great run by the centre three-quarter Harvey. Kick along the ground by the fullback Bastani. Picked up. He's got one to beat. Looking for support inside. Marist back in possession. What a let-off. In fact, the centre that made that run, Harvey, played SG ball for the Penrith side. Certainly a player to watch. Penalty to Marist. Here it is again. Bastani in and away, and then he threw the ball in desperation. Tony Ray, did he make the wrong option?
Well, in the hindsight, he probably did, but it was worth the crack. They've come up with a break. There's a guy inside calling it. I thought the guy from Parramatta Marist was on his inside, and probably he was in his blind spot. It was worth a try. Bastani, very creative football.
Ensor. 2 balls on the field. This is Craig Gibson. Lakeman standing 2 off the ruck. They pick up the second rower. This time it's Bernard Boys, I believe. This is the 12 for Marist. Bernard Boys, the second rower, the captain. DeSellis, still going DeSellis. He's got Curran on his outside, very close to the touchline. He goes over the top, the chase for the football. It's sitting in the in-goal area. Loose again and out the dead ball line. And so we will have the line drop out. Peter Curran, certainly a player to watch, and here he is, Tony Ray. What do you think?
Well, DeSellis, the great incision. Nice little chip there. He was impeded. Bastani, you've got away with that one. Peter Curran, he would have scored. He only had to beat the prop, Daigie.
Happy Daigie, front row. What a man. Part-time job as a light tower. So now, the dropout. 60 on the fly. As Lakeman brings it back. Savas, just short of the 32. Gibson, the dummy half. Goes himself, steps off the right, just short of the 22, middle of the Penrith Football Stadium. Crisscross play. Deloney, hit ball and all, he still manages to get it away. Tola plays it. Ensor now. They use it wide. Bernard Boys. Inside ball for Rando. Rando, 15 metres short on the last tackle for Marist. Will they go to the air? Play the ball. And John Paul too have come up with possession. An error by Marist. They could have made John Paul too pay.
Thank you, Breed, the 2 big guys, Daigie and Tofi. Well, there was no one home. He's entitled to do that dive on it. The ball's cleared the ruck. Tofi and Daigie were sitting out in the centres with the Marayong centres caught in close. You know, there's only 3 minutes left on the clock before half-time. Despite the weight of possession, still only 6 points to nil in favour of Parramatta.
Well, Daigie just took them on, Tony. He bumped off Jolly like a little fly, but little Jolly, in scenes reminiscent of Jeff Tuvey, he just took him on, ball and all. Here it is for the Commonwealth Bank.
No size match, but look at him bounce back up, straight back up, young Jolly. Plenty of enthusiasm. He's a real little go-getter. He's having a great game out here this afternoon.
Expert comments from Tony Ray. Howlett for Farrier. He's busted them. He's over the 42 and 32. Goes over the 22. A great tackle by Chris Tola.
Plenty of opportunities to the left. I thought he might have run away from his supports, but did Tola make him? There's the siren.
Half-time siren sounds. They go to the air. Plenty of players there. Knocked backwards for John Paul too. It's picked up and he play on. Interesting to see what they do. Charge down, taken by Posabon. He'll be driven into touch. What a game of football. Commonwealth Bank Cup champagne football. We go to the break. 6 points to nil. Marist in front on Nine's Wide World of Sports. So as we come back from half-time, Marist Brothers 6 lead John Paul 2-0. The penalties are 4-3 with Marist. The scrums are 7-3 with Marist. Tackles 79 to John Paul 2, 57 to Marist Brothers Parramatta. And errors 7-6. And Marist on the wrong side of the ledger there. To get to this stage, John Paul 2 have defeated MacArthur College, Cambridge Park, Blacktown Boys, St Francis Xavier, the Newcastle winners, and then 26 points to 10 winners over Woodlawn. But now Tofi steams over the halfway and makes the 42. John Paul 2 really getting a roll on in the opening minutes of the second half, then putting the kick on. It'll be taken by Jolly. Will he be wrapped up? No, he gets out. Well, that was your second play. How did you read it? Tony Ray, was it the last play?
Well, it was a super play from the big fella. Exactly the start Marayong needed this afternoon. After the break, I guess the coach would have said to them, let's keep it simple. Let's play the football down the other end of the field. We've done plenty of work in the first stanza. What we need is some field position and keep it simple. They'll be looking for a confident, steady start to this half, get their base together, start feeling good about the game, and hopefully with only 6 points down, they can kick on with it.
Expert comments from Tony Ray as Lakeman makes the 32. 20 in from touch, they go for the clearing kick through their front rower, John Kovac. Kovac, ball end over end. Taken by Ducks. Ducks now turns and faces the defenders. A good tackle by Curran. John Paul 2, Marayong. Flying the Penrith colours in this quarter-final. Daigie going from open to blind as they shoot from dummy half. A good ball, open pastures to the centre. This is Harvey. Harvey brought to ground. Harvey brought the ground by DeSellis in a great covering tackle. Marist at 6s and 7s. Howlett steps off the left, comes back to the middle. They're still in possession, or they should be. A penalty right in front for John Paul 2. We'll see it again for the Commonwealth Bank.
Just, here we go, Howlett steps back inside. He had to because the defence was offside. Phil Cooley called it correctly.
Penalties are 4 all. So a chance for John Paul 2 to open their account in this quarter-final. Hits it off the uprights, back into the field of play. Savas takes it, a let-off. A let-off. Well, Brad Arthur would kick those 9 out of 10 times. Gibson makes the 22. Jolly to dummy half. There it is, off the uprights, and Savas, through self-preservation out the window, he headed into all sorts of John Paul 2 traffic, but pulled it out like Gazali.
And isn't this an important set of 6 for Parramatta? They've had a horror start to this half. Marayong, look at them. Coach has pumped them right up. Is this out on the full? It is. Well, the horror start continues for Parramatta.
Yeah, the face tells the story. John Kovac. Brad Arthur with the feed for John Paul 2. Howlett standing very deep and wide. The wrap around with his centres. He goes himself. He tries to get away from one. Ball on the ground. Marist in possession. Well, I suppose, Tony, they're looking for a huge game from Philip Howlett. Really a game breaker, but maybe he's trying to do too much. A penalty here going with, I believe, John Paul 2, Marayong, and a player down.
He's wrestled with.
Savas tried to play the ball and there was a head collision, but no hint of a headbutt there from what I could see.
Plenty of milking.
They got the penalty though. Marist reserves on the sideline, warming up. Tofi charges at the line like a bull in a gate. Daigie is standing 3 wide. Howlett, intercept, oh! Taloni nearly pulled up an intercept. They've got 6 more tackles. Harvey, he's okay again. He brushes off one with a big left-hand fend. Dixon to dummy half, and here's Daigie. Daigie charges at them. Great ball! Puts John Paul 2 11 metres out. Dixon for Arthur, a wide ball, room to move for Howlett. He's between runners. Oh, great tackle! A great tackle by Duncan DeSellis. They're hanging on the green and golds. John Paul 2, ball on the ground. Decision by Phil Cooley. Marist 6 tackles. This is rugby league. Real champagne stuff by the schoolboys.
Yeah, they mean business. Plenty on the line. 6-0. Marist brothers up over John Paul. John Paul, they've come out and thrown everything at him in the first couple of minutes in the second half. Let's hope they can kick on and get some points and reward for this.
So the chants from both schools go up as Marist work outside of their 22. We've got 25 minutes left of the second half. Ensor, Lakeman on 32. Last play. No! Set up beautifully. He's got it on a string. Got it on an absolute string. What looked like was going to be a bad kick has turned into a sensational kick. Gain 60 metres. JP2 get the feed. They'll want to hold them here for this set of 6. Lakeman break very quickly and made a good tackle.
Plenty of defence coming from all the back rowers from Parramatta. Bernard Boys, he's the captain of the side. He's picked his mark on occasions. Where he is making another tackle. No, it isn't. That's the centre, Harvey.
In fact, on that occasion, it was Farrier. Daggy popping balls away like Michael Jordan. Oh, unbelievable hands. Cranny takes the tackle. Charging run from Harvey. Inside ball for Arthur. Arthur to the 10-metre line. Last tackle signalled by Phil Cooley. Howlett, a long ball for Farrier. Short ball for Daggy. Gets it away. That's a try. A try to Bastani. The fullback. And JP2. They're back in the ballgame. As the supporters show their approval. High fives go on with the JP2 side. Here it is, Tony Ray for the Commonwealth Bank.
Beautiful long ball from Howlett. And there's a great ball from Dag. He's been throwing them all day. Bastani on the spot. What a game of football it is. The quarter-final. There's the long one from Howlett. Nice, beautiful around the ball. He pulled 3 players in there. Created the opportunity out wide for Bastani. He was the man on the spot. He's fired up, the little fella.
And way out wide, he's got it! He's got it! From way out, 10 metres in from touch. We're locked up at the Penrith Football Stadium. JP2 6, Marist Brothers, Parramatta 6 on 9's Wide World of Sports. Off the field, I believe, is Assad Tofi.
They have to call him the brick with eyes. Have a look at it.
It's Glenn Lazarus. Dead set Glenn Lazarus with the JP2 jersey on. Out on the full and a penalty on halfway.
Other wheels falling off.
Can Marist hang on?
Can JP roll on?
Penalties are 6-5 to John Paul 2. Lance Ensor leaving the field for Marist. Edgar is on for Marist. Malzahn makes the ad line. Taken by Edgar. Arthur for Howlett. Howlett for Farrier. Galuzzo wraps him up over the top. Galuzzo makes 2 in a row. Dixon gets the ball away. Now Howlett, room to move. Steps off the left, off the right, pivots and swerves. But I believe a great tackle that time by the 14. Eamon Edgar saved the day as Dixon still going. Struggling with the defence. Howlett taken by Jolly. He's just hanging on like a leech. Howlett is 5 short of the line. They go for the kick behind the defensive line, but Marist are off the hook. The kick was put in by Chris Cranny. A draw would see Parramatta Marist win the game because they scored first try. The score is 6 points all. Six all the scoreline. Manasseh to the sideline for Marist. A penalty to JP2. 1 metre back from the 22.
Gee, I thought they might have elected for the 2 points there.
Malzard. That's Manasseh on the sideline for Marist brothers. Arthur, Howlett very deep, room to move, Curran hangs on. So too does Taloni. John Paul too. Here they come. Malzard charging at the line. An absolute refrigerator. Taps it forward. I think he's done it. He's going to give it. He's going to give it. He has given it. Wow, John Paul too. They hit the lead, courtesy of this giant man called Malzard. 10-6 they lead. Here it is for the Commonwealth Bank.
Perfectly legitimate. Malzard, he's towed it forward. Looked like the famous refrigerator from American football.
What about the slam dunk?
See it again, some clever play here. Legitimate tap to forward, released the ball, tapped it forward, no one in front of him. Great try. They were gone halfway through the first half. They couldn't get the ball in their hands. It was all Parramatta Marist. They've been beaten twice by Parramatta this year.
Arthur can't convert. Arthur can't convert. That could be a blessing in disguise for Marist. But John Paul too of Marayong lead by 10 points to 6. Here's the kick again, and just waved away. 10-6 the scoreline.
Well, there's 11 minutes left on the clock here. What John Paul have to do is take a simple set of 6, get the big guys in there charging forward, look for a nice big kick downfield, try and play out the remainder of this game, way down in Parramatta's end of the field. Parramatta the side that have to do everything now.
Well, Marist on their way to this quarter-final have beaten Gilroy. They beat Newman High. You saw them on television on that occasion. Malzard makes a run. They beat Benilde in their Cluster 1 final. And then Farah in the toughest game for them this year. But none are tougher than this one. What about the halfback? He chopped him down at the knees, but he got the ball away, and Farrier is still going. Well, Champagne Rugby League, Schoolboy Rugby League around Australia on the 9 network. The Commonwealth Bank Cup in 92. Bigger, better, brighter than ever. A wide blindside for Dixon. A grubber kick. Makes Tola have a think about it. He's wrapped up and dragged towards the touchline.
That guy Dixon, you mentioned him earlier in the call, Mark. He's had a super game. 3 and 4 times in every set. Here he is pulling off a little tackle there. He's a real terrier. Despite the size of him, he's been able to unload some clever balls in attack, and he's worked tirelessly in defence. There he is again, making another one, doubling up. He means business.
Yeah, he's on overtime. Savas. The heads are down for Marist at the moment. Last play. Kovac. Towering kick. Sends Bastani back. I took that well. His back was turned against the football, and he took it beautifully.
Carlos Bastani's done everything right today. Kept his head nicely when the pressure was on. Chimed in beautifully to run on to Daigie's pass for that first try. Daigie's had a great game as well. He slipped a number of balls out there this afternoon.
Cranny.
There's Dixon.
Back for Dixon. Dummy half, again is Cranny. For Arthur, goes himself, snaps the defence. He tries to beat Tola, spins in the tackle. I think Tola's come up with possession and 6 tackles. A champion display by the Marist fullback. A knock on. Kevin Savas will remember that one for a long time. JP2 will get the feed.
Just a bit unlucky there. He just took his eye off the ball. It's a tired side. We've got 8 minutes left in this game. Marayong right where they want to be, hammering the line of Parramatta with points on the board.
Now they give it to Farrier, one off the ruck. Here they come, John Paul 2. They've got a sail full of wind. Dagey for Howlett. That's the ball game. That's got to be the ball game. Well, Marist have beaten them twice this year, but dead set. John Paul 2 have been saving the Aces for the Penrith Football Stadium on quarter-final day of the Commonwealth Bank Cup. 14-6. They lead Marist with 7 minutes left on the clock. Here it is for the Commonwealth Bank.
Super ball, Daggy. Once again, he's pulled 3 guys in, thrown it to Howlett, the experienced guy running beautifully off his shoulder. Daggy, what a great game he's had. Let's have a look at him here in action. The big guy takes 2 blokes in, with 3 blokes rushing in to grab him. Had to leave his man, left Howlett open. And that looks like the ball game. Courageous effort. Courageous effort from Marayong. They had no ball in the first half. They must have been dead on their feet.
The goal's being kicked by Brad Arthur. So 16-6, John Paul 2 have turned it around. So now John Paul 2 through their winger Ducks. Inside the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds as Malzard takes them on. Eamon Edgar takes him ball and all. Dixon, the schemer. Ducks from dummy half. Penalty for Marist. Penalty for Marist. 16-6. They've got to go for the try. Now they'll try and pull out a set play. This is Galuzzo to the 10-metre line. Hay made the tackle. Marist on 3. Lakeman, an inside ball for Curran. Well, against Farah just last week in their cluster final, they came back from 16 points to 6 with just about 8 minutes left, and they came back and won that game. Can they do it again? If they can, he'll play a big part. Jolly, ball's knocked backwards. John Paul 2, there on the attack, and Marist are quickly going out of this competition.
That was disappointing for Parramatta. They had to force the ball. Young Agag should have been just swooping on that ball, running off Jolly. They've got to make opportunities. They need some enthusiasm. There's 5 minutes left. We've got 10 points to get there. 2 tries. Anything can happen in 5 minutes.
What about Howlett, Tony? The big step. Doesn't he remind you of someone that plays for number 6 for Penrith?
Well, they play for the same club. He's his understudy. He's obviously done a lot of looking at Brad Fittler. He's a fair guy to look at.
Freddie Fittler, all over. Same build too. So, of course, our 3-2-1 will continue on today. And on Cup final night, the Player of the Year will receive $1,000 worth of great gear from the people at Deodora. The winning school will receive $5,000 worth of electrical equipment for their school from the great people at Phillips, and $3,000 of Phillips gear to the runner-up on Cup final night. We're coming down to the wire. Ducks takes it and takes them on. Jolly and Savas make the tackle. We're inside the last 3.5 minutes of play. Dixon, Malzard, the game breaker.
And Dixon, the toiler. He's been there all day doing all the tough stuff.
Howlett for Arthur. Great ball. Sensational ball for the centre three-quarter. Robert Farrier. Getting the ball away is Howlett. Dixon's there, always jogging on the spot. And John Paul too. He's crawling at the line. This young hooker by the name of Dixon. They're 8 short. Marist, they're on the rack. Daigie standing out in the back line. They go the blind side. From dummy half, I believe it's the fullback. Yes, it is Bastani. Here he is, Malzard. Malzard, he's there. 4-pointer, try. Game, set, match. John Paul, 2 of Marayong. They're going to a semi-final berth with Harristown State High north of the border next Friday night. And you reckon their school isn't happy? They've won the one that counts, the premier competition for schoolboys in Australia. And he got the arm out. He scored a double. Tony Ray, what an impact player.
Well, what more can you ask of a player of his size? In such a tight situation, a cup final, the coach looks for some injections that'll turn the game your way. Malzard has come up with his second try. Pure brute strength. 3 guys on top of him doing their best. Just too big, too strong, as the cliche says.
Steve Jackson.
Shades of.
Looks like Glenn Lazarus. 3 tries in 9 minutes for JP2. Marist, gallant in defeat. Arthur with the kick at goal. It's just for the scoreboard. The game is gone, but up go the flags. 22 points to 6, John Paul 2. Marayong over Marist Brothers Parramatta. There's the countdown. You can hear it. There's the siren. John Paul 2, Marayong, I believe, go to their only second semi-final in the history of the Cup. They've won this one by 22 points to 6. Marist, gallant in defeat. What a game. Appy Daigie, our man of the match. He'll receive a $50 account from those great people at the Commonwealth Bank. Now 3 to 1 points to our man of the match, Appy Daigie. He gets the 3. Chris Dixon, 2 points. And Robert Farrier, centre three-quarter, gets the 1 point.